Hello and welcome to ONCA 101, Filling Vacancies on the Boards of Ontario Nonprofits. My name is Benjamin Miller. I'm a lawyer who serves nonprofits and charities, and I'm of counsel with the B.I.G charity law group. In this video, I'll look at the Ontario's Not-for-Profit Corporations Act and its rules for filling empty seats on your board. We'll start by looking at when directors stop holding office, since that's one of the main ways you get empty seats in the first place. Then we'll look at who fills the vacancy. Is it the board or is it the members? And finally, we'll look at how long the replacement directors, the ones filling the empty seats, serve until. Before we get started, I just want to note that the following presentation is general legal information. It's not legal advice tailored to your specific situation, and there may be idiosyncrasies, as we'll see, with your specific situation. So for advice, I suggest you reach out to a competent legal advisor who can make some recommendations that fit your situation. Of course, you can reach out to Charity Law Group, and I'll share my contact information at the end of this video. So, when do directors stop holding office? It often happens that people come to me and they have some situation or another that's led to them having a shrinking board. It could be somebody's gotten old and tired and they quit, or there was a fight and they're not showing up for meetings anymore. There are many reasons people leave boards, but legally speaking, there are only few ways the seat actually becomes empty. So one way is a director dies. It shouldn't happen to you. Another way is a director resigns, and this should be done in writing. A third way is they're removed, and it's not just you told them to go away and never come back. They need to be removed in specific ways, and we'll look at that in another video. And finally, they become disqualified under Section 23, which sets out the qualifications for directors. Which deals with their age, or they become bankrupt, or they become legally incompetent. And there are some other ways that a director can become disqualified, and we'll look at that in another video. So you've got the empty seat. Who does what? How do you fill it? So your bylaws can say that only the members can fill the empty seat. And there are some reasons that you might want to put this in your bylaws. If you're concerned that a small number of board members will stack the deck, so to speak, you might want to ensure that the members retain the ultimate power to fill empty seats. However, if you want the board to have the flexibility to increase the people on the board in response to sudden departures or absences, then you might not want this in your bylaws. It all depends on your situation. Now, one exception is that even if your bylaws say the members fill the empty seat, if the reason they're empty seats is there's an increased number of seats, you've increased the number of seats on your board, you changed your article. So let's say it said 7 before, now it says 9, so that creates 2 empty seats. You don't need to go back to the members to fill these seats. The board can appoint these directors. Now, if your bylaws don't say anything, then the default is the board quorum of directors has the power to fill the remaining empty seats. So what's a quorum of directors? It's 50% plus 1 of the minimum number of directors listed in your articles. So if your articles say that your board consists of 7 to 9 directors, then the quorum is 4. Because that's 50% plus 1 of the minimum number, which is 7. However, your articles can set a different quorum. But the default is, if your articles don't say anything, 50% plus 1. Now, there are some exceptions, and this is why legal advice is helpful. If you have separate classes of members who elect different members of the board, so let's say you're divided regionally, and your Northern Ontario members get their own representative on the board, then only they can appoint the replacement. Now, once you've appointed a replacement, they serve until the end of the term of the person they're replacing. So if the term was 1 year, that's only the remainder of the year. If it was 2 years, it's only the remainder of 2 years, etc. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at benjamin.miller@charitylawgroup.ca or visit charitylawgroup.ca, and we'd be happy to take your questions.